spirits review. Today from Aldi. Don't know who makes it for them. I haven't checked, to be honest. It's the Anti-Establishment IPA. And definitely got a BrewDog sort of look to it and a BrewDog sort of vibe to it. Although apparently it's not BrewDog. And apparently the Aldi and BrewDog collaboration is coming. 5.6%. It says Anti-Establishment IPA is a genre refining craft beer. A classic gold pour delivers a burst of new world hops that create a cacophony of flavour. A hit of caramel gives way to giant tropical waves, while the exotic undertone dissolves into a biting bitter finish. And I managed to read it all as well, which is amazing in this light. I will get some. I might try and get some better LED lights. I've got LED. Flipping out, just blinding me. I've got LEDs, but I think they need to be stronger LEDs, like, you know, for what you'd have in a studio, I suppose. It's only a beer room, you know. It's not a studio. I'm just a beer reviewer. Just some bloke from Nottingham talking rubbish about beers. So, golden pour in this light with a white head. Fruity nose, tropical fruity nose. Quite a nice tropical fruit nose, actually. Right, let's dive in. Waste no time. Subtle touch of caramel. And tropical starting to come through. So I've just been across the road, and the woman across the road, she's had a liver transplant, and she's not very well to do her garden. You can tell it, you can see it in her. She's one of them that are shielding. But she's a lovely woman, lovely friend of ours. So I've been across. I gave her a similar to a pampas grass. It's about 10 years or more ago, and she's one of them. She got somebody to rip out because it was just taking over. The other one I've started to have a go at, and I asked her. I says, "Can I nick a bit of that for work?" She said, "You can take a lot if you like." I says, "I'm trying to get rid of it." I says, "All right." And I went to cost for a spade, couldn't budge it. And I've got this bar, this massive cast iron bar. And I've been over there, and I've managed to get it all ripped up now. Absolute swine of a job. You wouldn't want to be paid to do it, because you'd be in tears trying to get this bloody thing out. But yeah, I'm going to take it to work, all of it, eventually, today and Monday. Rip it apart a bit at a time, plant it, and it's going to make a lovely screen. Recycling. It's the way forward, you know. I've took a load of plants out of my garden tonight. I'm very good at growing, you know, part of being a gardener anyway, but I want to change my garden. I'm going to fireworks, and so I'm getting rid of loads and redoing it on the good clear out, you know, the sort of clear out you have in the morning, and it's all going to work, and it makes me look good anyway at work, because I'm giving loads of plants. My plants are there, I'm enjoying it, they're enjoying it, and what's to lose? So apparently the Aldi and, I don't know if I've already said it, the BrewDog collaboration, that this seemed to have come from, because of this coming out, then all of a sudden they collaborated. BrewDog being probably the biggest anti-establishment beer makers, I suppose. And I mean, there's other people with voices out there. I mean, really, let's be fair, in the world we're in, if we all said what we really thought, I mean, at the moment it seems certain people can say what they like and other people can't say bugger all. And this is where President Trump, in some ways, he talks some rubbish, but some of the stuff he says is actually the truth, and he just blatantly blurts it out. I mean, like when he comes out with the China virus, and politicians around the world wouldn't say it, but, you know, he's come out of it. It is the truth. It did come from China. Did it come from a lab in China? It does make you wonder. also makes you wonder, conspiracy theorists, if this was a big plan to get rid of the elderly population around the world, because the elderly population are in care homes and that cost a lot of money to look after. And, no government would ever admit to it, because you imagine, it would bring down governments, there'd be riots on the streets, but it does make you wonder. And you look, when Princess Diana died, there were things about that were strange. I mean, you look at things in history, that, assassinations and that, and you do wonder if it was set up by the government of that, Kennedy, JFK. You do, makes you wonder if it was actually the US government that sanctioned it, because they all do dirty stuff. You only have to go look at workplaces where people walk into a trap, and it's a trap set up, and it just because they don't like you and they wanted rid. And I've walked into a trap, and so I am acutely aware of the dirty deeds that go on in this world. And the funny thing is, all these years later, that all those people that are in that mild job, the job, Nottingham City Council has gone downhill so far that you don't even recognise the place, and the standard of the gardeners are rubbish, and hardly any of them are left now. And so in a job situation, a lot of them are actually in a lot worse place than I am. Whether or not they're earning more money, but money's not the be all and end all, is it, in life? So back to the actual reviewing. I was going to review the St. Peter's ones on the wall behind me, but that's for a night when I'm on live and I'm enjoying myself and spend a bit longer. I've been out in the garden for a couple of hours again tonight, so don't want to get the red card off the wife doing long reviews. Oh, fucking hell, that was loud. Yeah, good twang to it. Can't say it's so special, to be honest. I mean, when you've drank one IPA, a lot of IPAs, they're very samey. And unless I've just got my beer review head on tonight, and I'm not, but good twang at the end, good tropical twang. And I've noticed that when I'm doing short reviews and don't go off on tangents, the actual review is more actually a review of me blabbing on about stuff. Which for a lot of people probably like that rather than me just going off on one. But I suppose that's what the beer chats are for, when I do beer chats. And I'm thinking of doing one this Saturday, And I may even do the prune juice wine re-review about 8 o'clock Saturday night, I reckon. Might be a thing. In the ass, because I'm not doing it in the shed, it's freezing. Hey. So right at the moment, because I've just finished work, so I'm quite warm. I've got my thermal on here. Although it's going to get to the stage soon where I'm going to be wearing my full-on thermals, i.e. My thermal socks, thermal waterproof socks, like these ski socks basically. Water can't get through. Thermal trousers and thermal top as well, just to keep the heat in. The only problem with that is, when you're doing a warm job, you sweat like an absolute bastard, and your feet, after you wore them thermal jobbies all day, your feet stink. But warm feet is good, because if you've got cold feet and cold legs, like today I was mowing and I had cold feet, cold legs, and I was freezing this morning, sat on the mower, and then come dinner, it started to warm up. I was actually sweating at one stage, boiling, and then all of a sudden it dropped back down again. Like, bloody hell, this weather. But tomorrow I'm doing physical work all day long, and planting and doing composting and moving plants, doing a lot of prep work basically, ready for the next chapter at the Burn Stump Hotel that I look after. And going to be a very interesting winter and a very interesting year. Can't, you know, going from what I've been through to what I'm going to go to, it's invigorating, it's enlightening, and you know, whereas a lot of people have suffered in the pandemic, yeah, I did. I've suffered in some ways, but in other ways, it's been awesome. So for me, you know, just recently anyway. What a change! What a change! Anyway. Yeah, it was a nice enough IPA. On the nose, got a bit of tropical, got caramel on the taste. It turned into a tropical beer, but it was okay. I wouldn't say it was anything special, you know, not a top 10 or anywhere near that. But it was okay. It was quaffable, let's put it that way. A good pub, sessionable pub beer. I know it's 5.6%, but, you know, my sort of session beers are stronger, you know. I'll keep away from the 4% if I can help it. Although Castle Rock's Harvest Pale was only 3.7% in pubs, and it's an absolute barnstormer. So it just goes to show you, it's not all about strength, taste. So out of 5. Yeah, I don't know who makes it for Aldi. I thought it was actually the BrewDog, but I would have thought BrewDog would have their name on it. They, you know, if they're going to do a collab with anyone, they'll have their name on it because they're such a big firm these days. They are probably if you look at it, they're the craft beer pioneers, proper craft beer pioneers at least. Out of 5, then for me, around about a 3.8 out of 5. It was okay, just nothing that, you know, grabs you by the balls and, you know, that sort of thing. If I'm being honest, and I am honest, so. When I need to be, at least. Right, thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers.